listeners. This is ShiftyMiser, leader of Silhouette. I'm here with Bacterin, Hexite, and Convexic for the second podcast.
Yo, what up?
I said I wasn't saying, yo, now we gotta start over.
No, we're keeping this. Go, roll with it, go.
All right, so we're gonna be talking about some of the shit that's been going on with SOF lately, and some of the confirmed events or things that are being planned for the future, with including David Sears leaving. That's probably the biggest news that we've gotten recently.
I think it's kind of old news, sort of now, but since we didn't touch on it as a clan, personal reasons are personal reasons, so I guess we'll just leave that at that. But I think the maturity of SOF Studios is what I respect. Seems like they laid the groundwork, or he laid the groundwork, or they laid the groundwork, and there's no work ethic lost, and that's what I like about it. It didn't set him back. What do you guys think?
I think I don't know, that David laid the groundwork. So now that Kevin's still there and they were close friends, he should be able to continue with it. And he knows everything he wanted for the game, and he shouldn't stop from there.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, as long as everybody that's there is still doing their part and making sure the game comes out the way it's supposed to, and it doesn't turn into something totally different, it should be fine.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of when I heard David left. Is that, like, this is it? Like, they're failing now.
Yeah.
Like he had enough of people turning them down. Like, they didn't want to be like Call of Duty and shit. So he got tired of it. But I think he left either because he's unhealthy.
That's a good point. I don't think it's. I felt negative too. I felt like, oh, fuck, what's happening? David's gone.
Yeah, same here.
What's going on? But it can't be considered positive, because how could David Sears leaving SOF Studio be positive? Maybe for him and his personal life, but for the look, for the sound of it, it just sounds better if David was a part of it, more officially or more 100% with it than an advisory role. But I don't feel like negative anymore. I feel like they're putting out these updates, and I guess we just kind of got jet lagged in the transition from that.
I actually like the current state of the website, with being talking shit on the forums. That was kind of that whole time where everybody was just talking about random stuff and not really about the game. They didn't mean anything. Now it's their only update when they have something to say, and that's better.
They probably got tired of it. Is option A, or option B? They know all they need to know. Like, we already paid enough. We already have enough information in those forums to build.
Another thing is the people working on the game. They have enough to handle and focus on. They don't need to be babysitting the forums.
True. Yeah, that's what it turned into. It's like they had to babysit everybody and block people and move comments. And
I mean, we had of course we had our fair share of arguments and stuff with other clans, but it never came down to it where anybody had to be banned or whatever.
Yeah, they don't care about that. I mean they do care because it's against the rules to use profanity and shit like that, but they don't like when they were talking shit about Tom, saying he was a snake and stuff like that.
I just want to point out the irony that your sentence was, it's against the rules to use profanity and shit like that, and you said shit in your sentence. Carry on. Carry on.
Well, now that he's gone, though, it kind of sucks because we were getting pretty close to David, like getting used to him being the leader and he wasn't the president of the company, but he was the creative director. He's the one that knows about the game.
We were definitely close. David and I have matching ugly sweaters like the Step Brothers.
You went to go test the game, so you actually talked to him, so
shook the man's hand, yeah.
What were some of the things he said, though, like to you personally, about why he took the job and why?
He said he took the job because he had a dream he was going to meet the most Darish of all. I'm joking. No, I think it was because of the premise of everything. Because bringing back SOCOM is it's something that I guess he always wanted to do, right? I think he said that somewhere publicly before. was that he wanted to. It was like kind of like his career at this point made sense, as did the gaming industry.
Another thing is all of the games. We have Call of Duty, you have Battlefield. You have these games that are all huge games for communities. Like they have little teenage kids playing, but all the adult gamers that like shooters and grew up with SOCOM or even like the older Call of Duties, they need something that's more competitive, more tactical, and that's where SOCOM and H-Hour comes in. There is no game like that, no game that takes skill or any thought process or anything. Call of Duty is just a point and shoot game now.
I actually watched a video today. I don't know what you guys think about this, but I might as well bring it up from that topic. This guy he had like a fucking 30-minute rant about Call of Duty and why it is the way it is and why it's so popular and why so many kids play it and stuff is because there's actually a thing in our brain that gets released when you achieve something. It's called dopamine. And it's like the same thing that gets you high. Like if you feel that feeling.
Yeah, but wait, I already know what you're gonna say, that you get. It's the same thing like when you get an adrenaline rush and people become addicted to jumping, to skydiving because of that rush, like nothing else amounts to it. And then you go back to your office job and you just feel like bored of life.
Yeah, it's like the reason why I call it
don't let someone hit you with a pseudoscience and just because they say something psychologically, correct
it's true though, because
or scientifically correct.
That's why they're so popular, because that's why
it is true. Dopamine exists, but don't let someone, correlation does not equal causation. That's an important rule. Like, it just because, it makes you happy to get a kill or achieve something. That could happen with any game. It doesn't have to be Call of Duty. But I know that game definitely does stroke your ego, though.
It's just because it's so largely like advertised. You go on YouTube and you're watching a YouTube about people hitting each other with giant gym balls, and next thing you know, you have an advertisement in the middle of the video for Call of Duty. It's everywhere. It's on TV. It's on.
That makes sense too. They do that, obviously. That's why they pay so much money for commercials, because they want
exactly.
people to see it. But
marketing is important.
You didn't let me finish what I was gonna say though. You guys can agree with me or not, but they implement it into the game to where you want to get that nuke. So they implement it into the game where anybody can get a kill, So like, because if some little kid plays Call of Duty for the first time and he gets shit on, he's not gonna want to play anymore.
Well, they do that for money too. They make it easier. They make it more noob friendly for people to keep wanting to think they're good at it,
And that's why sometimes you feel in games, they might have done that for confrontation too. Who knows? Because you know how it felt like you're on a roll, like you get 2 kills, you have full health, and like you killed the first 2 people easily, like 5 bullets or less. And the next guy, you shoot him 20 times and you die. It's like the game doesn't want you to keep going. Like, it doesn't want you to be as good as you should be, because they want everybody to feel equal. Like, they want every kid to get a trophy for participating instead of actually deserving to win.
Well, it's not. They don't script things into the coding of the game. Like, oh, this guy's on a 2-kill streak. Let's make it take 7 bullets instead of 5 to kill. They don't.
How do you know? That could be possible, dude.
I mean, it could be, but it's very, very unlikely.
That's crazy. I don't think
all we need to worry about. All we need to worry about is that H-Hour will not have those things. It will not water things down. That's all I care about.
Exactly. It's going to be like extremely skill based. If you have the aim and you have the smarts to outsmart people, then you're going to succeed. And if not, then you're going to get shit on. Simple as that.
Also, Bacterin brought up an interesting point that you don't have to play very long. I think one of you guys said something like that. Yeah. Like anyone could be good or anyone could get a kill at that. That is not the case for SOCOM. The skill margin is vast. It's you got your good players that are consistently good all the time, even in bad circumstances, like having a really bad team, they can still do well.
Mm-hmm.
Plant satchels, get kills, etc. Or you have the people who just simply don't get it, cannot comprehend what it takes to be good, and it's almost something that's really, really difficult to explain, if not impossible, to somebody who just doesn't have the brain for it.
Yeah,
it's like a sport.
The guy also said in that video that everybody has their own, like, you're born to be good at something. Everybody has what they're good at, and like, it doesn't matter how much you practice. You might get better, but you'll never be as great as someone else at a certain thing. So
Exactly.
if someone's nasty at SOCOM, you know, you could go play SOCOM because you want to be as good as him, and you might get really good, but you might not ever be as good as him. Or else, if anybody practices basketball, it doesn't mean you're gonna be as good as Michael Jordan, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I said,
G's
it's just like a sport. You could be really good at one, but you go to the other one and you get destroyed.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
anything
that
in life.
But it seems
that
like a lot of SOCOM players can go to Call of Duty and be pretty good.
Yeah, indeed.
Well,
It,
that's
it's
because Call of Duty, like I said, Call of Duty is a point and shoot game. As long as you know the maps and you know how to click two buttons, aim in and shoot, you're good. That's all you need.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of Call of Duty players can come to SOCOM. No, I don't think. I mean, it's never been tested before, but maybe HR they will.
well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot of PC
Well,
players. Are
personally,
dude.
personally, I came from Call of Duty to SOCOM, and I did.
Hexite's the only one that I've ever known that's done that, and he's the only one that's probably could do it. I don't know.
I actually had a friend who got me into Call of Duty when I was in high school, and I got him to try Conversation before it died, and he was actually decent, and I was shocked, and he plans on getting an HR, and I see him doing good things on it. But I don't think a lot of Call of Duty players can transition
No,
to SOCOM and
because
compete at
Or
our
I don't
level.
think I don't not just Call of Duty. I don't think we need to keep shitting on that game in particular. Any of these games, because a lot of kids think they're raw at these like different shooter games, like Counter Strike, for example. That's a huge one.
well, yeah, but Counter Strike is PC. The ones that
I don't
play,
care, but I watch them play and I just think you're not that. It's the game, really. It's the way the game is designed. They're milking it
Just
for
Destiny.
ways to get kills. And I don't feel like SOCOM has ever been that way. You don't really have to milk SOCOM, the game itself. All you have to do is play how you would play, and SOCOM kind of fills in all the gaps, and it's more of a game that lets the outcome be the outcome rather than the game be the outcome,
well,
and
that's
you kind of just
because
step inside it.
yeah, SOCOM is like the most realistic tactical shooter there is. You know, there's no bullet drop, or there might be a slight bullet drop, but like
Yeah.
the
I don't know
the
why bullet drop wouldn't be fun. It tries to mix fun with realism.
the movement, the character movement, and the way the map is created makes it so it's like a survival situation. Like you were a team of SEALs in this map or this area or wherever you're playing, wherever you're on a mission, you know? And you have to work together, and if you're the last one alive, you have to survive. That's your thing, you know?
Dope.
Yeah. I think that all the things that make a game great is it needs to be done with HR. Like no game should be as good as this game for its potential and what it can be. So, what do you guys think about what it's really gonna take to make HR like the best SOCOM or
I
the
don't
best?
care. I don't care how many times they have to push the game back. That's a lot of people like hate that. They're like, "Oh, they're pushing it back again. They're pushing it back again." I don't care how long they push it back because if they're pushing it back, that means they're working on it, you know?
Yeah,
They're making it
yeah,
as like as good as they can.
But it also might mean they're having problems though, like a lot.
Well, yeah, but if they're having problems, people like the companies like Call of Duty or Battlefield, they have problems and they put the game out. They release the game with
I
problems.
guess a pushback, yeah, I guess a pushback would symbolize that if they're having problems, they're finding answers to
Exactly.
those issues.
They released GTA 5 literally like for 2 months you couldn't play online.
That
Yep.
game's. Let's just stop there. Don't even. That game doesn't even deserve that. What you just said already. So.
Yeah, I think the three things for me, we were talking about it earlier, is the graphics. Of course, they're gonna be great because it's current day. Like every game should look good. I'm not even worried about that. It just has to be on point with hit detection, bullet registration, and like character movements can't be wacky and weird.
Hit detection. If you can die quickly and extremely accurately, like
Like Counter Strike, how fast maybe not as fast as that because it seems like a lot of people just aim for heads. But I mean that would make sense though because you could do that in
I don't
real
know
life.
if you should be that. To me, it seems like there's a way to exploit on that. I've seen people play that, and it seems so, I don't know, too accurate or too hairline to where you can just exploit the angles of the game, and that becomes, it gets to a point where it's just boring at that, you know, because in SOCOM I feel like you have to gunfight.
Yeah, at least
which
in
is-
SOCOM you at least have a small chance. to do something. But
But like in Call of Duty or Battlefield or any of those games, like if you have a back shot on somebody, it is so easy to turn around and kill the guy that's shooting you in the back. In real life, if you're getting shot like from behind, unless you have something right next to you to hide behind and the
You're going
person's
down.
got ass aim, you're dead. Like that's how it should be. And in H-Hour, if you get shot in the back or you get caught in the back, you should be dead instantly.
And
I
they need to
agree
be on point.
completely.
They need to be on point with the servers too.
Basic.
Like there can't be any lag compensation. They got to have dedicated servers, which they say they're gonna have. So
The
Basically, H-Hour should be a harsh environment. You should have to pay for every mistake.
exactly.
Yeah.
when
Now
you're playing esports,
That's why all these kids love, when it takes a lot of bullets to kill somebody because they're not very smart. They just want to run around the, map shooting people or calling
exactly.
stuff
They're
out. They
used to
don't.
these mainstream games where you can do that, and you have perks that give you special abilities and shit. Like,
It's fucking stupid.
yeah,
all
I
right, while we're on
understand
this
it's a video
topic,
game.
hold on. What do you guys think about the voting that has been on the forums, the vapor trails and the melee? What do you guys?
Well, I don't know. I voted to keep it like the old school SOCOMs just because I don't want to see an actual line of smoke telling people where I am if I'm in a bush or something. But I kind of don't agree with the tracer bullets either because I just don't want people to know where I'm at.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
if
in
it's
a real war situation, like they're gonna know where the bullets are coming from.
Maybe at night, or they'll figure it out, right? Like, I mean, how?
You'll hear the gunshot. Even suppressors are loud.
yeah, they're
Yeah, you would hear it, but by that time, somebody's already dead or some devastation has happened. I would imagine. Yeah.
Well, they should be dead too if your aim's
Uh,
good.
Isn't that the way SOCOM should be though? Like, if you fire your gun, that means you're trying to do some shit. You're not just
Yeah,
like
if you
shooting it
fire
off.
your gun, there should be either a
People are-
death or somebody's got little to no health. The only time you should pull your gun or pull your trigger is if you're killing somebody.
Yeah. Well,
Or of course if you're trying to like distract or something like that, but
what I think about the polls though is I voted for classic SOCOM, Tracer or whatever, because I didn't see a problem with the old one. So I don't want anything to change.
yeah.
For the melee, I put no in multiplayer, like no melee at all, because I'd rather. I don't know. I have faith that they'll make it good, but I don't want it to be ruined by one feature. You might as well just not put it in at all because you don't need that really. I don't want to get meleeed in the front or to get meleeed in the back from 200 feet away.
Well,
Like,
I voted of course it's going to keep the tracer rounds. If SOF keeps it or keeps true to their polls, right now I'm looking at it's 99.2% for the old rounds, the old tracer rounds.
yeah, they already took that stuff out already. Apparently, Kevin said that
Yeah.
that's not going to be in the game anymore because it was so.
Yeah, but
one-sided.
the melee is 50.74 and 49.26 right now. Removing it is in the lead. But I think
I'm okay with that. I voted to keep it in the game. Only like a stealth kill.
yeah, like a stealth from behind, and you have to be like right up on them. There's no lunge, there's no nothing. It's you swing your rifle, and if you're not in the range to hit them with it, then they don't die.
I think Kevin said that if it was going to be close like that, that they would make it so that you could create the room. When you create the room,
Okay.
you can put no or yes in it.
Here's an interesting thing. What we were talking about that one day, and you guys said you liked that when I brought up that if you're gonna have a melee or suppressors, because melee just made me think of, well then it shouldn't tell you what the person killed the other person with. It should just say player 1 fragged player 2. It
Yeah.
shouldn't say with what. It should just say that. And then you kind of got to figure out like, okay, what dead bodies are in the area? So what guns could it have been? Or was it a knife? Is he in our spawn? Because you have a guy not playing.
Right.
I think it would make the SOCOM, the battle IQ would have to be higher. You would have to think smarter to
not get
to out finesse people. You would have to think smarter to just beat them by a long shot rather than a few rounds.
I feel like people would camp a lot more though, if you think about it.
No, because see, imagine this. Imagine a game where it's devastating. You die quickly. There's no There's no radar. There's no heat sensors. There's no perks. There's no looking through the map. There's no telling you what gun someone killed anyone else with. There's no sixth sense system like a gun up or
I think
anything of the
gun
sort.
ups.
And then what everything would come down to is your call outs, your movement, and your choices and your map awareness. And that is like what real war is about. Granted, that someone can make an argument for a million and one factors to the contrary, like, oh, they got UAVs and this and that and maps and but in a tiny setting like a little small battle, which SOCOM was supposed to represent, a small battle, you're not going to have any of that in the moment, in the small moment, like.
Yeah.
And I think if a game like that would play way better, it would differentiate the skill margins between great and poor players or novice players. And I want to see that for esports because esports is the absolute, it's the North Star for HR and you must follow it.
That's the dilemma though with gaming is that's why Call of Duty is so popular is because anybody can play it. But with SOCOM,
But not anyone could be a pro. And not anyone could be a pro for a long time. So there's differences to the shit. Anyone can play it. They want you to buy the
Oh yeah,
game.
I mean, my sister's 9 years old and she can drop double digits in Black Ops 2. So I mean, there's that.
yeah,
Well,
like any.
And
we could
she's only
just
been playing it for like 2 months. I mean, so I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
if it just runs in the family
I was about to say
or
that.
it's just I
You
don't
could just
know.
chalk that up to
No,
blood
dude, there's
time.
like little kids are really good at games sometimes, like better than adults maybe.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's how I was when because I started playing SOCOM when I was 8. That was my first game. And then when my stepdad seen I had potential, he got me my own PlayStation, and from there I was just wrecking people.
And now you suck.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
I'm greatness.
But for real though, I think if a game is that hard to play, people are gonna get turned off by it. You know, because they're not gonna
Good.
be
We
having
don't want
fun.
them to
Good.
bums.
I don't want
Yeah, I don't
tryhards.
care. I don't care either.
I
I'm just
do.
saying,
I love
no.
when
What you
kids
want
try
is try hard. You
Yeah,
want
I
the try
love when
hards.
kids try hard.
That's what
the
makes it
most fun.
fun.
No, yeah, but the thing is, what you saying when like someone fragged this person, but you don't know with what, and then you're gonna have those type of people that are just gonna play like they shouldn't. They're gonna play weird, and it's just gonna throw you off.
That's what
I
you
don't
have
know.
to
That's how
adjust
I
to.
Because
see
You
it.
have to
here's how I
adapt to
think
that
about it.
style of
It's not
play.
about how they would play. I think about it like this: if you're one guy trying to clutch, and you got claymores, and you kill a guy with a claymore, he is either gonna have to like Skype, text something his friend. If they're sitting in the same room, he's gonna have to tell him what he died by or how he died. But otherwise, the team will be lost, and you have a way better chance to clutch. And that's how it should be because the other team should be communicating by sound. You should know. I could tell you what anyone was dying with just by sound alone in confrontation or
that's
on
what
any
that's
SOCOM for that matter. I know what gun it is that
Oh
they're
yeah, I mean,
shot by.
playing it for years, obviously.
No, but
But
that's
here's
how it
another
should
thing
be. I
though.
didn't even have to look at the top to see who died
Now
by what.
I know on SOCOM 3 and all that. I know y'all played suppression. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, and then confrontation came out, and they didn't have that, so everybody went to demolition. That's I don't know, just
That's
to me,
circumstance. That's the changes they should not have made.
yeah, like I was highly upset, but then I had a transition to demolition, and I was lucky to be good at it. But I don't know why they took suppression out. I mean, that's to me, it makes it more challenging with suppression because if you're up two, they have to come to you. They want to win the round.
What I didn't like about SOCOM 3 is that it was a numbers game rather than a kill game. Where like if you had 8 on 8 and somebody got booted, the other team's automatically winning just because
Yeah.
they have more numbers than you. And I like in confrontation where it didn't matter who died or committed suicide. None of that mattered. All that mattered was who got kills. Kills mattered. So
no.
3-1 on kills, the team with 3 is winning, and that was dope. That's way more logical. It makes a hell of a lot more sense, and it's more fun. But yo, Bacterin, hit us with a topic.
Well, I think since we're talking about esports, what would that be like for HR? Like that would
Oh shit.
I think we deserve it the most because if there wouldn't be
Oh,
an esports without SOCOM, because esports came from GB and GB came from SOCOM battles, so We deserve
Well,
it more than any other game, I would say.
that's true.
It would be better to watch than Call of Duty and all that.
Yeah, a lot of
game.
people are worried about that. Like, could SOCOM be an esport because it might be boring to watch because people will be camping? You know, it's not a fast-paced game like Call
Not
of Duty,
if
but
I mean if the rounds are like 10 minutes long, then yeah, it's gonna be boring. But if it's if the rounds are like 3 minutes or 2 minutes,
yeah, I think if esports ever did, well, if HR ever made it to that level, it would be 4v4s probably instead
Yeah.
of
well
8v8.
they'll have everything. They'll have
3-minute rounds too.
But Call of Duty, I mean, I don't want to keep talking about that game, but I mean, that's how pros play is 4v4, right? So
well
we don't
they
to go by
have
their standards,
4v4s
we'll
and
go by us.
2v2s.
I would want to see all of it. I would want to see 2v2s, 8v8s. I would want to see everything. I wouldn't want to just see one standard. That's whack. Even 1v1s. I want to know who's the best.
that would be dope too. If I was running MLG, I would make it 1v1s, 2v2s.
Especially, yeah.
The only thing that I don't like about 1v1s is like it would have to be suppression or elimination or whatever. Like it couldn't be demo because
Oh yeah.
the maps are going to be too big.
Well, if it's suppression, what about you? You're always gonna have that one kid who's just gonna be a scoundrel and fucking hide for no reason at all. No reason. He's trolling. He just likes to troll.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hide and make this guy wait all 3 minutes of every fucking round, you know?
Yeah, but
then I'm gonna come out my shotgun last round.
Yeah, and if you're not like me, you're not gonna be able to find him.
the thing with demo is the bomb plant, like the timers are too short to get from one side of the map to the other.
You should be smart.
Well, if you're playing 1v1 demolition, you should know, like, I need to know where this guy is at all times, plus I need to keep my eye on the bomb. So if he grabs the bomb, that's your own fault, right?
I would say there needs to be an objective because there needs to be something for two people in a 1v1 to fight over rather than just each other, because if the round just keeps drawing, it's kind of boring at that point, because I'm not the kind of guy, I'll meet people down the middle or meet them somewhere on the map, but I'd much rather try to figure each other out.
Yeah.
To me, that's way more fun.
Also, with HR, if it ever did make it to esports, is the #1 goal of David. He said in an article that's the main reason why he wants to bring SOCOM back, is because he wants it to be the competitive game. But now that he's gone,
good reason.
now that he's gone, though, I really hope Kevin keeps that in mind. And if it does get brought back to that level, things are going to change with everything with gaming competitively, because a lot of pro players, like, they're just typical, you know?
I think the message that we want to get across is that being good in this game, being good in H-Hour matters heavily, because if you're not good there, you're not good. Period. In our opinion, in any SOCOMer's opinion, that's the majority of us think that way. If you're not good here, where are you good, or where, it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah. And a lot of them don't even really care. Like, I've seen videos of some competitive Call of Duty clans that have won tournaments, and it looks like they don't even really give a shit. Like, I think in one video, Nate Shot was like texting on his phone after winning. Like, he didn't really care.
Those kids are whack.
But if we win, it's gonna be like when the Olympic team wins the gold medal. Like, we're gonna dedicate ourselves like that, and when we win, it's gonna be a big deal for us and for SOCOM fans or other clans.
Yeah, just for our game, just to have it all mean that much to even be on a platform like that.
Yeah, because SOCOM players are not the same as any other players in any game. I think we have our own thing going on with our community and our personalities.
Yeah. I like that SOCOM and H-Hour has a small community. I like that. I want SOCOM or H-Hour to be an esport, but I don't want it to blow up like any of these mainstream games.
And then, where you have, it's like a pickup game at the park where you got like the guys who are friends and they play together all the time, and they just happen to be on the same playing field as you.
Yeah.
But really, they didn't have to try much.
Like, I don't want this to turn, like, if this game really takes off and it succeeds like we hope it does, I don't want, like, Sony to come through or Activision to come and buy it up and be like, oh, well, we want a game every year. Like, that can't happen.
I don't think that'll ever happen because they've already tried SOCOM so many times and they failed. So I don't think they ever go back to
Yeah,
it.
but what I'm saying is if this game succeeds like it's supposed to,
I don't know.
You
Maybe.
don't want to see it. You don't want to see it get watered down. I don't think any of us are going to support that at all. None of
no.
us.
I
That
think
shit's
the community as a whole would vote on the forums or vote somewhere and have it like
veto that
SOCOM, you know,
quickly.
like maybe every 3 years or every 4 years, but
Every year is pathetic.
you're just pumping out the same material over and over.
Speaking about the companies in SOF, I think when you met David, he talked to you about he might involve some certain players into the creation of the game, like when it starts getting off its feet as far as development goes. Like he gave you his card, right, and told you that you might be involved later on.
Yeah, alpha testers or some variation thereof. But you know, who
He's gone
knows?
now.
That's kind of like the you know, like the white elephant sort of thing. So you can't really talk about it because if I did, it wouldn't really make sense anyway until there's something concrete.
Yeah, there's the whole contract of you can't say much, but he did say that you guys would be involved later on. But now that he's gone, I wonder what's up with that. Like, do they remember the testers, or like who was who was actually there? Like, did they record that?
If they want to make this game the best it can be, they better remember me. Better remember us.
Yeah, because I think
You want your game to be good, or do you want your game to be phenomenal? Call Silhouette. We're like the Ghostbusters.
if David's listening, if he listens to this video, or anybody from SWF, yeah, we know what we're talking about. So bring us in, fly us to North Carolina.
Fly me
Are
out.
you guys are all getting the PC?
That's an interesting. Yeah, I don't. I'm guaranteed for the PS4 beta. I don't know about what else though.
Me too. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if I want to donate for the PC beta as well. I don't know.
You'll be able to get the Steam game. Anybody can once it's released. So I don't know if it's worth it.
You also have to pay for that too,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Is it
Early
gonna be
access
$60?
release.
$60, or is it gonna be like 20 maybe?
Either way, I think I want to play it. Right? Like you
Yeah.
want to play.
I'm definitely getting it on PC. I don't care.
We know
Well,
you are.
I need a good computer for that if I even think about that.
Yeah.
Because I don't even got anything for the PC. And that's a lot of money. So
I mean, I play a lot of PC games now as it is, so.
Yeah, we
yeah,
know.
so it's nothing to you.
Huh.
I gotta start from scratch. I
Yeah.
wanted to play the PC, but I don't know if I'm gonna really go out my way to do that because I feel like I need more important stuff than that.
Yeah,
mean,
I think if you don't have a computer already, you should just worry about making sure you have all your stuff for your PS4 set up.
yeah, like right now I'm saving for my Astros, my monitor, Elgato, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And actually, surprisingly, I'm getting Astros for Black Friday.
Ooh.
Are they on
I'm gonna
sale?
check that off my list. I don't know. It's my mom was gonna get it for me for Christmas, but she said I can get them for Black Friday. So I haven't checked if they're on sale or anything, but I know I'm
Yeah, I'm
getting
gonna
them.
check
So.
on Cyber Monday because I need a new pair.
Yo, Bacterin, are there any other topics that we were supposed to cover?
We talked about esports. We talked about what's been happening lately. So nothing really left to talk about except that.
Voice
That's
acting.
Oh yeah, tell them a little bit about that. What you want to do?
Well, I think we should touch on the voice of HQ because the voice of HQ is super important. It's like one of the most recognizable things of the game. So I'm glad that we have one. We can say that we have the voice of HQ. Check that off the list. We feel secure there.
Yeah,
But
so I
also-
put a video out of that. So check that out.
But also the little details of the characters, the gasps, their names, their faces, all that. You know, how much someone's really willing to stick to a character or characters. I think that's important. So they need to find like whoever they're gonna have voice act needs to be with it. their heart has to be there. I
Yeah.
hope they're looking for people like that, people like me that want to be a voice actor.
I think you could do it, and I think they should give you a chance. I mean, I don't know how you would go forward with that, but maybe if they hear this video, I don't know. I hope they're hearing this video. I hope they listen to what we have to say about the game.
My references
They
are
should.
my references are Bacterin, Hexite, and Convexic. This is my application. Thank you for your consideration.
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, to wrap it up, I think I should say, so if you're listening, Silhouette, we're dope enough to help you with the game. Give us a call.